Hey, before we get started, I just wanted to let you know that we are doing a giveaway this month. If you want to find out more details, just head on down to the description and you can check it out. All right, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. So today, obviously, we're going to do a brief rundown of basic spellcasting and basic tinge for Warcrow. Obviously, there's like counter spells and some other nuance and things. We're not getting into that into this video. This is just how do you cast a spell, how do you add alterations, and what is kind of the basics of tinge and how that works. So here we go. So in this example, our Frostfire Herald is just going to be casting a standard fire blaze. Okay, we're just going to add in one thing at a time. So to start with, just standard spell casting, you basically just make a willpower check to see if it's successful. And in this case, we're just concerned with solid symbols. So as long as you get a solid, you're good. You can cast that standard spell. But where things get a little more interesting is, say we want these bonuses. Okay, you're going to add these black dice against your willpower check. So let's just say we want both of them. We're going to add in one black dice for each in this case, because that's what it says. And when you go to cast that spell, you're going to roll these. You have no shields, so you would be good, and you're going to get those extra bonuses on top of your standard spell. So that is super basic spell casting and adding modifiers. But where things get more interesting, if you want to add in tinge, if you want to, add one thing at a time, kind of the way I did when we were going through the book. Let's just say during that roll, instead, you rolled this. Well, now in this case, because you have rolled a hollow shield, for every hollow shield, you're going to get a tinge. So because you've bargained with darkness to gain power, essentially, you're going to have a little bit of a stain on you. So let's just ignore that. And let's just say this was your roll. You're going to get a tinge, but your spell is successful. So now, whenever you want to do something again, because now you have one tinge, well, your base spell check roll is now going to be one black dice to start with because you have a tinge. So you're going to add a black dice per tinge. So let's say that we wanted to make the same roll with both modifiers. That would be this, but now because you have this extra tinge, you have to add that extra black dice in there. So now we're rolling against more dice, and it's a funny example. But if you roll a hollow exclamation point, you are going to suffer the effects from this chart at the end of your activation per tinge. So let's just say we had 3 tinge. Well, you're going to suffer the 1, the 2, and the 3 tinge in order down the chart. So you're not just going to be stressed. Your allies aren't just going to have to make a willpower check. You've got to do all of them, okay? And that's at the end of your unit's activation if you roll even one hollow exclamation point, which is funny. But let's say you have 3 tinge, so your base... Well, let's take the double modified example again. So that's going to be this, but you have 3 tinge. So you can only roll 3 dice of a certain color. So that's your first tinge. Well, once you're out of black dice, you're going to go to blue. So that would be your tinge roll. And you're going to roll that and see if you're successful. You probably won't be. And for every shield you get, you're adding on tinge, you're adding on tinge, you're adding on tinge until you, hit an exclamation point where you're going to suffer the effects of that tinge. So you might get off easy, and you might just only have to be stressed at the end of your activation. You might only ever get that one tinge that you have to deal with the consequences of. But it will stack up, and it will be kind of funny. So if you get 5 tinge and you suffer the consequences, well, you're just going to explode, and all your allies are going to be terrified at seeing it and all that stuff. So I think it's pretty funny. And there's a lot of variety and stuff that can happen because of it. And it makes the spell casting feel a little bit more dynamic and interesting. All right, hopefully that helped in some small way simplify it. For whatever reason, when I was reading it through the book, it made no sense to me. And it took me longer to make it make sense than I would care to admit. So hopefully that helps a little bit. The spellcasting is very interesting in Warcrow, and the tinge certainly makes it interesting. I like the idea of magic having a price and making it more powerful and making the deal with the devil. So I appreciate you guys being here. Hopefully you like this. If you like it, let me know down below. If I missed some things or clarify some things, drop it in the comments. I greatly appreciate it. I appreciate you being here. I'll see you in the next one. All right, bye guys.